Rafael Nadal was optimistic about his hopes of competing in the Australian Open next week after competing in an exhibition event in Sydney. Rafael Nadal, Zimbio.com. Rafael Nadal was optimistic about his physical condition heading into the Australian Open after losing to Nick Kyrgios at the Fast Four exhibition event in Sydney. The Spaniard, who hasn't played a competitive match since the US Open, pulled out of last week's Brisbane International due to a left thigh injury. Despite the withdrawal, Nadal continued to practice in Brisbane and today played a Fast Four exhibition in Sydney where he competed for Team World against Team Australia's Nick Kyrgios. Although Kyrgios won 4-0, 3-4, 5-3, the former world number 1 remained optimistic about competing at the Australian Open next week. "I really enjoyed it a lot playing tonight here. I'm happy to be back on court and then happy that I'm healthy again," Nadal said. "I was there. I need to find a little bit more rhythm. I think it was a good start for me, a good comeback to the action in front of a fantastic crowd here in Sydney." His Australian opponent also praised the legendary Spaniard as Kyrgios looks for a deep run in Melbourne next week at his home slam. "He's a great champion," the world number 51 said. "It's good to have him back, good to have him healthy, and I'd love to see him do well at the Australian Open." Should Nadal compete in Melbourne next week, he will be aiming to win his second Australian Open and his first since 2009, where he beat Roger Federer in the final. Roger Federer was very emotional in a recent interview as he spoke about his former coach Peter Carter. Roger Federer, Zimbio.com. Roger Federer broke down in tears during an interview with CNN after he spoke about the influence former coach Peter Carter had on his career. The 20-time Grand Slam champion spoke about his former coach who mentored him from a very young career as he was set to lead Federer to Grand Slam glory. During the interview, the Swiss spoke about his relationship with Carter as well as how well he got on with Simona Halep and Leighton Hewitt's former coach Darren Cahill. "It's actually a really nice story," Federer said in an interview with CNN in Dubai. "He came to play club tennis in Basel. When I was little, he was one of the star players on the team. I was able to have coaching lessons with him. They used to call each other and say, 'I have this really special kid I'm training.' Darren would say the same about Hewitt from Adelaide, and then we played each other when we were 14, 16, 18, 20 and then the whole career." However, before Federer won his first Grand Slam title, Carter tragically died in a car crash on his honeymoon in South Africa, which would become a motivation for the Swiss maestro to win his first Wimbledon a year later. When asked about what Carter would have thought about the 36-year-old's career, Federer broke down in tears as he reflected on his ex-mentor's influence. "I hope he would be proud. I guess he didn't want me to be a wasted talent," Federer said while choking up through the tears. "So, it was somewhat of a wake-up call for me when he passed away, and I really started to train hard. I've been incredibly fortunate to have the people at the right time, the right coaches at the right time. Sure, you could argue I made those decisions, but I had luck along the way." You can see the emotional moment below as Federer seems to be quite taken aback by the topic. Roger Federer's inspirational former coach died in a car crash on his honeymoon in 2002. Nearly 2 decades on, Federer still gets emotional when he talks about Peter Carter. Our exclusive interview, https://t.co/ajum6uct6h pic.twitter.com/g9ilaki8, CNN Sport, at CNN Sport, January 7, 2019. Focus now turns to the Australian Open for Federer, who looks to win a third consecutive title with the Swiss being the third seed at the event. The Australian Open begins on the 14th of January. Kevin Anderson battled past world number 100 Ivo Karlovic 7-6, 7-4, 6-7, 2-7, 7-6, 7-5 after 2 hours and 44 minutes in the final of the Tata Open Maharashtra ATP 250 tournament in Pune. In the tallest final in the Open era, both players held their serve in the first 9 service games, before Anderson earned a set point at 5-4 with a return winner. Karlovic saved it with his serve. The Croatian player fended off another chance when Anderson hit a forehand long. Anderson opened up a 4-2 lead with a mini break in the tie break after Karlovic made a double fault. The South African player earned another mini break with a deep return and closed out the tie break 7-4 after Karlovic made a double fault. Anderson was solid in his service games and earned 3 break points with a backhand down the line at 4-4. Karlovic saved them after Anderson made a forehand error. The Croatian player fought off the 4th break point at 5-5 with his serve and raced out to a 5-1 lead in the tie break after Anderson made a double fault. Karlovic sealed the second set with a volley on the 9th point to send the match to the 3rd set. The decider went on serve in the first 11 points before Karlovic fended off 2 match points at 5-6 with 2 aces. Anderson won 2 points on his serve before getting the mini break back with a forehand cross-court winner on the 10th point. Anderson earned his 3rd match point with a backhand down the line winner and closed out the match with an ace. Anderson claimed the 6th title of his career. Last year he reached the final in Pune, finishing runner-up to Giles Simon. The South African player clinched his 4th win in 5 head-to-head matches against Karlovic. Last year Anderson won 2 titles in New York and Vienna and reached the final at Wimbledon, losing to Novak Djokovic in straight sets. I really wanted to go one step further than last year. You don't get to win tournaments every week, so when you do it is very special and it is something that definitely means a lot to me, said Anderson. Karlovic dropped serve twice in 4 matches to become the oldest player to reach an ATP Tour final since Ken Rosewall in 1977. The Croatian player hit 36 aces and saved all 8 break points he faced. Karlovic was bidding to win his first title since August 2016, when he beat Feliciano Lopez in straight sets in Los Cabos, where he claimed his 8th ATP title. It was difficult last year. I was down, but I was able to rise a little bit and I am here now. So, all is good. It was an excellent week. I hope to continue at this level, said Karlovic. Donna Vekic continued her superb start to the year with a 6-2, 6-0 demolition of Aleksandra Sasnovich. Donna Vekic could have a fantastic 2019. She has made steady progress up the rankings in the last 2 seasons and looks well placed, physically and mentally, to go all the way up to the top 10 this year. She could not have wished for a better start to the year. First she trounced 2017 Wimbledon semi-finalist Magdalena Rybakova 6-1, 6-2. Next she won a tight 3-setter against world number 9 Kiki Bertens. And then she backed up those results with a near-flawless performance to demolish Aleksandra Sasnovich, the player who knocked out Alina Svitolina, 6-2, 6-0. Today was probably one of the most perfect matches I've ever played, Vekic said in her press conference. I was trying to be aggressive, and not give her time to be aggressive, because if she's on, she's on. I was watching her match with Svitolina, and I was like, oh, wow, that's going to be tough. Although the Croatian expected a difficult match against Sasnovich, she made defeating her look easy. She served superbly, hit her groundstrokes hard and deep and never let the Belarusian settle. Consequently, Vekic racked up a string of impressive stats: 70% of first serve points won, 5 out of 5 break points converted, 16 winners and just 5 unforced errors. Vekic to take on Pliskova in Brisbane semifinal. It truly was a high-class performance, and it sets up the Croatian perfectly for her next challenge, a semifinal clash with Karolina Pliskova. Vekic's match against the world number 8 will be only her second appearance in a premier semifinal, and, even if she loses, the Croatian will move up to a career-high ranking of 29. However, this is the kind of match she needs to win if she is going to reach the top 10. When she was interviewed at the Birmingham Classic in June 2018, Vekic said, "I have had quite a few close matches against the top players and I feel like I'm there. There's just a little bit missing that I need to make the next step to be able to beat them. Since then, the Croatian has made encouraging steps in the right direction. She beat Sloane Stephens twice, reached her first premier semifinal in Tokyo and almost won a significant title in Washington. If she can get the better of Pliskova in Brisbane, it will definitely feel like another significant leap towards the top, which is exactly where Vekic wants to be.